Trying to get set up is going to take a while. I went a little early, guys, so come in when you come in. Let's see. There we go. Come in when you come in. Let's see. There we go. Come in when you come in. Let's see. Yeah, I'll give you guys a few minutes. Finish organizing some crap here. What was that? That was weird. Sorry. Yeah, okay. Should be back now. My phone decided to go to the Google store on me. Yeah, come in as you do. I'm just using a little tablet to keep track of talking because what we're working on, I don't have my big PC set up. So let me know when you guys come in and we will get going. Tools. Water cooling for the water cooling. Shit. I didn't cuss. Does this tablet have a mini HDMI out? No, it does not. Alright. Please don't die. If I thought about it, I'd have charged this before I started, but you know, I'm stupid. Dribble. What do we got? 12 o'clock. Just started. Okay. Like my mess back there? Let's turn you a little bit more. There you go. Ha! Almost looks more professional. Start chatting. If you're not me, start chatting. So, we'll get going in 3 minutes. 3 minutos. What is 180 seconds? Alright, then. You guys seen how they're doing some good deals on Micro Center? I don't know if you guys have any Micro Centers near you. If you do, you should definitely check out their clearance because they are blowing stuff out. Stuff they've had for a long, long ass time. They're finally getting rid of it all. Two more minutes. All you guys that are watching the replay are going to be like, man, when's he going to start? And then it'll be like, he already started because we're watching him. And then it'll be like, well, we watched him for like a minute and then we got bored so we ran away. And then, you know, all that good stuff. Honestly, the reason why I'm doing a live chat or a live stream instead of doing a full video on a actual computer build is because I'm waiting for the parts for that system back there, which has been in the background of a lot of videos, and you've seen it sitting there because when you order parts from the internet, they sometimes take a while to get here. So as soon as they get here, then I will have them, and once I have them, then I'll build that system in a live stream. That system is going to be a workstation, which is replacing my gaming system, which is currently in my bedroom, because my bedroom is where I'm on bed rest. So, all right. I think we've waited long enough. Let's get into it. So, welcome to the live stream. If you're here for the live stream, congratulations. What we're doing today is, this is an old Asus Maximus 3 Formula motherboard. You can see the box right there. This is a first generation i7 computer. It is a pretty good one. I have an i7 870 overclocked right now to 4 gigahertz. Normally I have it overclocked higher than that, but even with the Noctua air cooler, it's running very hot. At 4 gigahertz, it will complete a Cinebench at like 85 degrees Celsius average, which is way too hot. These older chips run a lot more voltage, and hence they run a lot hotter. On top of that, this air cooler is not made to cool down something that's overclocked that far. So what we're going to do is we're going to completely disassemble this system, and we're going to build a Redneck water cooling system using some soft tubing, a Corsair pump off of an H80. I believe it was an H80. It was a single 120, otherwise I'd be using the radiator from it. A radiator, which you see here from a Neptune 240 that I've already kind of put onto the chassis because I didn't want to have to deal with that, figuring out how to mount it. I'm just using a couple of brackets to mount it because this is going to be a test station, so that's why I want it water cooled. So first thing we need to do, obviously, is take this motherboard off and put on the cooler. I literally waited until I did this video before I was going to take it apart. It's not that difficult. Take stuff out, wireless card, start a pile behind me. Sound card, it's a pretty cool one. This is the ROG Sound FX. It comes with this motherboard, but it's actually usable on other things. Anything that has a ×1 or ×4 slot, this card will work on it. This motherboard does not have a sound card on it, so to use the sound card I have to use that or a USB powered adapter like the HyperX. The one thing I'm not going to do today is water cool this Hall of Fame 980, although I could. I was thinking about it, but I don't have the cooler chips that I would need to put one of these on there, which is the EK Thermosphere. I put one of these on my GTX 1080 Ti, and it works great, functions flawlessly, and it runs very cool, but I don't need to do that because this fan setup actually works on the Hall of Fame 980 Ti, or 980. It's not a 980 Ti, I wish it was. But if you watch one of my previous live streams, I explained why I did that. TLDR, it was running hot. Alright. The good news is I don't have to take the entire motherboard off because the mount there's a hole on the back of this plate that I'm using as a test bench, because this was designed to be used with a Core P5 chassis, which is back there. So the Core P5 chassis is what this would normally mount to if you want to flip the board and have the IOs going up or down. Which is a good thing because I really didn't want to take it all the way apart anyway. So if you guys come in, let me know. Look, I'm going to like my own video. I'm going to like it again. Can't even like my own video. Ha, that's funny. So in case you're wondering why I do this kind of stuff, it's because I get bored and then I find a lot of parts laying around, and I'm watching a lot of these YouTube content creators who do a lot of high-end stuff, and it makes me a little frustrated to see them spending so much money on their systems. Not that I'm going to lie, I have a very expensive setup for my gaming rig. It's a 5960X, it's got a 1080 Ti, it's got everything on it. It's high-end water cooled, and it's all custom, so I'm not going to say I don't have a lot of money into it, but I spent a lot of money doing it. What are you doing with it? Oh, you know what it is? It's my phone trying to connect to my camera, which is behind it. I don't have a capture card right now, otherwise I'd be doing this through OBS on the other computer, so. Nobody else is watching? No. So we pulled the cooler off, which needed to come off because, coolers. Take some alcohol, 99.9% isopropyl. use as pure as you can because it's much better for it. That's a stupid picture he put up. Using an old ass Lenovo tab to keep track of comments, and it's not really working well still. If I miss your comment, I'll come back to it. Alright, so we got that cleaned off. Let's put that down there. And next we need to take off the Noctua cooler attachment. Not that hard. There we go. Come on, Mike. Come on. Come on. Okay, you're all going straight through. Alright, that's fine. Here's a top tip for you. As you're doing this, make sure to save all your components and put them back together. That way when you're done, you know exactly where they are. So you take all your posts, and your plate, which must have been on here for a while because it's stuck. Goody. Need something plastic. Need something plastic. Is that plastic good enough? Maybe. Oh, I don't recommend doing this. Don't use something metal, guys. If you do, make sure you don't cut a trace, which I may have just done, because fuck. I guess we'll see what happens. If I cut a trace, I cut a trace. The point of this build is actually just to build the board, so we'll see what happens. Now, if any of you are running older systems, let me know. I'm always interested to hear what's still being run out there. I mean, I know from a lot of my subscribers. If you're not subscribed, by the way, you should get subscribed. But a lot of you guys are running some older hardware. So I get a lot of questions. Hey man, can I overclock this on this? Can I overclock that on that? Typically the answer to that question is no. No, you can't. Most 3rd gen and 4th gen processors, unless they are K SKUs, are completely locked. Even the 2nd generation stuff, 2600K, 2500K. If you don't have a K SKU, it's typically locked. Now, a Z68, Z77, Z97, Z87 motherboards, they have the ability to change a lot of things and overclock the system, although sometimes not as far as some people would hope. So keep that in mind. What I have here is a brand new kit for my Corsair cooler because, quite honestly, I lost all the mounting hardware from the last one. So I picked all this up just so I can do this. By the way, have you seen how many subs I got? I got a bunch of subs. You guys should sub. Question whether it's the right size. Did I just ruin a rig for nothing? Maybe. Possibly. Nope, we're good. Because these move. Okay, so those are fine. That one's fine. Alright. Just kind of hold it there. Do the one-handed bag open. figure out which one's going to be the right size. Because that is part 2. Wait, what? Okay, so those ones aren't made for that. These ones are made for this. Hello, newcomer. You're watching me build the jankiest water cooling setup on the internet. Or you ran away. That's fine. Yeah, it's hard to really come up with fun things to say when you're trying to put things together. But you know, if you do it politely enough, it'll work. People will watch you. They'll be like, hey, let's watch that crazy guy. And then other people will be like, what crazy guy are you talking about? And they'll be like, that crazy guy on the internet. And you'll be like, what crazy guy on the internet? And you'll be like, Joe. And they'll be like, oh yeah, that crazy guy. That's cool. Yeah, we can watch it for a couple of minutes, but then we gotta go to bed. Good luck. Nah, man, I'm gonna make it work. I love making stuff like this work. Stuff like this is my fun time because, you know, everybody says you gotta spend all this money to make stuff like this work, and I don't believe it. See, look at that. I already got it halfway done. So now that the right mount is on there, we just take some thermal compound. Conveniently, I got right there. And we go squishy, squishy. Like I said, though, I think I might have damaged a trace on the back of the board. Hopefully I didn't, but we'll see if I did. Because I'm an idiot. Make sure, yeah, that's on there nice and good. Oh, he left. He abandoned me. And again, the reason I'm doing this is because I don't like people telling me that you can't do something cheap and have it be effective. Now, this may not even be better, but I suspect it will be. Give me that, you. You want to go in a crosshatch pattern when you're tightening things down. And when the screwdriver kicks up, that means you are tight enough. You don't need it to be I don't know what this acronym is, but you don't need it to be too tight. Too tight is not good, my friends. Too tight is bad. What do I do with the box? There it is. Keep the parts that didn't go on separate. Yeah, it is time to get a new chair. I agree. I actually have 3 chairs, but this one's the most comfortable for sitting back. All the other chairs are just too stiff. That just means it's been well used. Being disabled, I spend a lot of time in my chair. So, okay, so that block is on. Now we can talk about the rest of this janky setup that I'm going to do. So this is a Corsair H80 cooler with the stock ends on it, and I'm leaving that the way it is. I've already tested it with these barbs. These barbs fit. This cooler, as you can see, if you can read that, stuff fall down, go boom, is from a Neptune 240. It's a 240 millimeter AIO normally, but again, I took off the cooler because I didn't have the mounting hardware and couldn't find the mounting hardware. That's the number one reason for doing that. And yeah, I'm mixing metals, but this is a cheap cooler anyways, and I'm pretty sure it's aluminum inside, or aluminum coated, or zinc coated, so it should be fine. This one isn't going to be like a full-time solution either, so. What we also need to do is mount my fans at some point, but we'll do that in a minute. The most expensive piece in this whole thing is I'm reusing my Enermax pump combo, pump res combo, just because I need it for flow. Water flow, good flow. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to put these in a pull config, which will allow it to pull all the air out. Hello, water. We've got to spill. Let's see. I need M3s that are long enough to reach the radiator through a fan. Is that you? I think that's you. I think these are M2s, right? No, those are M3s. All right. Let's see if these work. Dab on them haters, man. Alright, let's see. Alright. This is also overkill. I'm using Torx head or hex head screws to mount all this stuff with because, you know, I'm that bored. There we go. Actually, I should wait till we hook up the tubing. That's what I'll do. The best part about this is since the radiator and the pump both have barbs on them, I only needed 2 fittings. One to go from the outlet of the pump to the cooler, from the cooler, and then from the radiator back to the res. So that will be convenient. But what I need to do is outlet of, yeah, I'm just trying to remember the order real quick. Outlet of there to the inlet of here. That'll work. Inlet, outlets. Let's all go to the movie. There we go. We need to go from the outlet of the pump into the inlet of the other pump, which I may actually power up. I did that in the test before and it actually did increase flow. So we'll call that long enough. Yeah. Like I said, we're already halfway there, man. This is going to work so pro, he says, not believing himself. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so then we're going to need one to go from the outlet of the radiator back up to the res, which we'll use this one for. Let's see, we'll do that one to there. Now these are very loose, so I'm definitely going to have to zip tie these. So, oops, shit. Ship. I said ship. I didn't cuss. No yelling. Oh, I opened these from the bottom. Oops. Like I said, I was going to water cool the radiator, or the graphics card too, but I decided against that. You know what, extra long tubing is fine, that way when I cut it off, I can just reuse it. So what we need to do is grab some zip ties. I'm going to use these big boys, although they're not that big. Got these for $1.50. And put them on the radiator. It's got 3 barbs, I'm going to go in the middle. Hopefully that will be tight enough. Tight, yo, tight. Oh yeah. You're not going anywhere, Susie. And you. Building things lives is more fun. Lives? Building lives. Building lives is more fun. Building things life is more fun because it has a bigger chance of failing. Like I said, I scratched the back of the board because I'm an idiot, which means I may have fried it. But we'll see. Don't know until you fire it up, right? At the very least, I'll prove that the pump works. Or at least this setup works. Alright, so that janky mess is going to be the entire thing. Now what we're going to do is take one of these guys. Yeah. That is a fact, and that happens to all of us, but I sometimes specialize in screwing up. because of impatience without testing things. Like if I had looked at the mounting plate that was on there, I would have noticed that it was glued on there, and then I would have taken it off the right way. But since I didn't, are these not M3? These are not M3. I think these are M3. That's M3 by 30. These are M3 by 16. I have no clue. I'm just guessing at this point, guys. Bought an 1100 piece kit and I don't know which ones to use. Let's see what these ones look like. Those is too short. Okay. I'm going to steal them off of my other build. Nope, because those are M4s. Those won't work. Okay. Like I said, I'm the master of planning this stuff out, guys. Hello. Nope. I have 3 toes and I still managed to grab everything. Let's see. No. No. Hey, there's one. All right. It's my multiple boxes of junk collection. Usually has what I need. Sometimes. Well, that's obviously too short. So you can bite me. Nice delay. Okay. Well, they are the right size. God dang it. Will you work? Yeah, you'll work. You will work fine. I only need 2. Yep, don't go into the radiator, please. Alright, that's one. Please, let's go. Please. What do you mean I didn't plan this whole thing out? Yeah, it looks like one. Find out when we screw it in. How could those not be the right ones? Pisses me off. No, those aren't big enough. Oh, there we go. I need those. We need 2. Now we need 2 because I just dropped that one. Drink of water. Yep. Yeah, I did. Just dropped my screw. Here it is. Yay! So what brought you to the channel to watch my live stream? Are you following me on other social media, Instagram, all that stuff? You come here for the tech, you come here for the guns. There is gun stuff on this channel. Eventually, usually, every week. It'll hold good enough That's all we're shooting for, because as I said in the title, this is the Redneck water cooling setup. Set you down there. Set you in here. You go away. Right into my cup. Right into the cup. Okay, now plug this thing in. We'll just use a 3-pin. Now for a couple of minutes of like not doing a whole bunch of stuff, because we need to power this on and get the pump going. Hello. See how much it leaks. This is extra coolant from my gaming PC, which I do have to do another video on because I've modified the 1080 Ti that's in it. Come on. There we go. I am mixing coolants, but they're all actual coolants, so it's okay to do that. Need to work in the morning. Keep up the good work. Thanks, dude. Appreciate you coming and hanging out for a while. I don't actually expect people to sit and watch all these. I just have people come in and dip out and stuff, and they watch the replays. So thank you for coming in and hanging out, though, dude. Or dudette. Sorry, didn't mean to assume your gender. All right, leak test. Anybody think it's going to leak? Or how badly it's going to leak? I guess would be the first part of this question. Okay, good luck, everybody. Okay, everybody, plug it in. There we go. No leaks yet. Hell yeah. Comes the best part too, because I'm about to do something crazy. Damn it, I have to watch. That's hilarious. Here's the best part. The thing that I was actually waiting to do is I left the pump intact on this one just because I wanted to do this. It's now double pumped. There it is. Yeah, it's probably hard to see, but the light is now on. So yes, I'm actually going to run both pumps, and the flow did increase. Yeah! All right. King of the stupid stuff. Nope, we got a leak. Oh no, we got a leak. We got a leaker. It's not a bad leak, but we got a leak. There. You must stop with your leaking. You were born in it. Why are you leaking from there? Let's pull this off. Damn it. Thought we had it, guys. Thought we had it. are the pliers? Ah, they're both leaking. Are they? Might be. Well, I guess the only thing to do now is double zip tie. Problem is I'm out of my small ones. God damn it. Double dumbass. Small zip ties? Small zip ties. The small zip ties. Aha! I do have small ones. Oh, small one. Damn it. Okay. There they are. Ow! Damn it. If you're coming in now, you're just in time to watch me try to catch this leak. I think that's it. Hopefully. I did say this was going to be a little redneckery. And boy is it. It's like big. Uh-huh. Oh. Oh. Damn it. Don't give up. Don't give up. Just do it again. Double zip ties. There we go. This is going to work. All right, let's see if that works. Please. Please work. Well, I can't move them anymore, so. Everybody left. Why'd everybody leave? Y'all making fun of me? All right. There we go. Keep coming back. Oh, shit. Extra tools, extra tools. Still okay?
Sorry? Sorry.
so with all that connected, seems to be doing all right. Let's see, do I have any more VGAs on here? Alexis. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm totally organized. I know exactly what I'm doing. Seems to be working. Now's the fun part. Putting stuff back together. Still dry? Still dry. Alright. Let's see. There we go. I'm using a 1,000-watt power supply which has fully modular cables, so when I don't need them, I take them off. When I need them, I add them back. And because both of these are SATA controlled, I needed them back. Alright, hard drives are hooked up. Disconnect your power supply before you go hooking stuff up, just in case. Okay. Find the CPU power that's now hidden. VGA, 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 Molex, VGA. Always the last one. Always the last cable. Always the last cable. Hello, newcomer or returning viewer. I am now assembling the system back together after attempting to build a Redneck water cooling loop. And you ran away. They always run away. I think I'm scaring them off, Paul. Well, maybe it's your face. Maybe it's your face. Your mama didn't say that. That is just rude. Hello. Plus I know for a fact that my mama was drunk. Because she tells me, if I weren't drunk, you wouldn't be here. Rude, but okay. So, by the way, this rat nest I'm building, not suggested. I'm just at this point proving a point that I'm pointing out a point. Point. Anybody remember Pinky and the Brain? Pinky and the Brain was awesome. Okay, so that's that, that's that, that's that. Why is it still up here? Why that still up here, yo? Why that still up here? Almost drove the Wi-Fi card through an onboard chip, which would have been terrible. Terrible. All right. So to recap, what I've done is I've taken a Corsair H80 all-in-one cooler block, cut off the radiator because it was a single 120 mil radiator. I have it being fed by an Enermax. What was this one called? The Neo Changer. It's got the pump and the res combined. That runs at 3,000 RPM because I lost the remote, so it's always at 3,000 RPM. I also have the pump running off of the Corsair cooler. That is going into a Neptune 240 radiator, which I cut the pump off of because I didn't have any mounting hardware. From that, it's going back into the res. So this is technically a custom loop. It is also janky. It's the jankiest thing I've ever built on the channel, and I've done some janky stuff. I got the idea because I had built a single radiator solution, or a single, no, it was a dual radiator, but a different one. I did a different version of it, saving some of the lines. This one has none of the lines from the original pump. So, yeah. Next thing to do is finish plugging stuff in. This is just a rat's nest. Cable management is not important when you are testing. If you want a finished product to look good, that is your decision. But what we are doing right now is not a finished product build. This is a hope and a prayer. Alright, so monitor on, that's plugged in, these are plugged in, that's plugged in, these are plugged in. Hey, what do you say we kick this pig and see what happens? These work. These work. These work. Yes. You can see there, it made it to BIOS. All right, so we are still at 4 gigahertz. Let's see what we're running at right now. CPU temperature is at 40 degrees, which is almost 10 degrees cooler than it was before. I think part of the reason I'm missing one of the cables, hang on one second, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, I'm just going into the closet. No jokes. Well, when's he coming out of the closet? He will come out when he comes out. Nope, wrong cable. There we go. Back. Kinda. Well, shit. Knocked over my studio lights. So, this is the cable that comes with the higher end H series from Corsair. Although I'm going to have to shut it down before I actually hook it up. So let's go ahead and do that. Quit out, shut down. USB, this B for the USBs, BB. This is just a cable sandwich. It's not even spaghetti. This is like it's like angel hair pasta that's been thrown around the world. Around the world? Yes. Aha. Let's really jank it. There we go. This looks horrible. Can you see that from where you guys are? That looks horrible. But there is fairly decent flow coming out of the plump now. The plumper. Plump. Now we just need Windows to boot. I said at the beginning of the video that this thing runs at mid 80s on air. So what we're trying to do now is go in and get it to run faster than that. So to do that, I've water cooled it with this jank ass setup. And we'll be going over what it is before we finish the video too. So just hang in there. And yes, I am sweating, sorry. I normally have a fan on me. I don't like warm. Enjoying the water. Hey, there's Windows. Windows is starting. I might have my flow reversed on the pump though. We'll see in a second. Integrated USB bridge? No, don't think so. Let's open up hardware monitor and we'll see what things are running at. Honestly, not much better than it was before, but we'll see how it comes down. I will point out I'm putting 1.408 volts through this CPU right now, which is a lot of voltage for a CPU. But these older ones, it's the only way you can run them at higher speeds. And this board is designed to take it, so. Let's see what happens. Normally this thing returns a score of about 640 at 4.2, 630 at 4.0, and that's where we are right now. So what we will do is we will smack this thing with a test and see if it did any good. We're already at 67 on the hottest core, 68, 69, 68. 70. We're hitting 71. When this thing hits 88, we're going to see some serious shit. I'm already claiming a win, guys. As long as it doesn't leak, I'm claiming a huge friggin' win. Because we are currently at 70 degrees on the hottest core-ish, 61 on the lowest core. So this chip has probably been overclocked a lot in its day. I bought it used. But as we come to the end of the test, turned about what I thought. Temperature already dropped down into the 40s. If I had better fans on this thing, probably be running a little bit cooler. I'll have to test that theory later. Because these fans are running really slow. So I'm going to call that a win because I dropped it from 85 on average down to about 65 on average. I just saved 20 degrees Celsius by doing that. So we're not done yet. Still early in the live stream. It's only been about an hour. And now we're going to overclock the crap out of it. Ish. I have to increase voltage if I want to overclock it more, which was the thing I was fighting the most, because if you overclock it with too much voltage, you can crash it. So what we're doing now is kind of getting back the overclock I had, which made this thing as fast as a 3770K. We'll talk about total price too as soon as I get to the end of testing here. Let's see if I can run it at 4.3. Maybe I have to back the RAM down a little bit. I should be able to run 1720. It's G-Skill Ripjaws. Let's go down to the voltages. We are going to add in the yellow. We're staying in the yellow, but I'm going to run it at 1.45 volts. I really don't care if I kill this CPU or this board. I got it for nothing. But I would like to see it work. That sip had soap. Soapy sip. Sip the soap, soapy sheep. One thing I like about the Maximus 3 board, it's an older board, but one thing I like about the Maximus line, and I've seen it in a couple of my other boards, is that it keeps the PCIe lanes at their own frequency even when you bump up the base clock, which is an important thing because one of the things you run into when I used to overclock like non-K-SKU chips was that the board would automatically overclock the PCIe and the SATA and all that stuff when you overclock the base clock, which would cause instabilities. The Maximus, it seems to be using the controller that's on board to keep the PCIe at a certain frequency, which is good. So we did boot at 4.3. Now this is a 2.9 gigahertz processor normally with a boost to 3.4 or 3.5. The double zip tie seems to be still working, so we still seem to be good there. The temperature is about where it was before. So I'm going to smack-a-doodle it with another Cinebench and see what happens. I'm going to laugh my patoot if this works. Run it, boy! Nope, crash. Damn it. Let's see. more interface update of Roman Max Cinema, blah, 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 blah. Why did you crash? You should not have crashed. I'm not giving you any more voltage, man. Hard lock up. Fine then. Might be 4.2, guys. 4.2 might be all she has in it. I'm going to bump these fans up while I'm doing that, though. I know these fans can push more air than they are. I think the reason they aren't is because they're on PWM power instead of Molex. We can fix that easy enough, though. We can just go over here. Which one is connected to Molex? Hello? Hello? This. These Chinese fans, man, they daisy chain. I love it. I love it. There we go. Oh yeah, that's already bringing out more air. So what we'll do is find this fan. Undo the same thing, man. We'll do the same thing. What, you don't like daisy chaining 5 fans together? It's like my grandmother always says, deal with it, bro. Alright, so let's bring this down to 210. I think it's got 4.22 in it. Let's see what happens. Yeah, these are definitely pumping more air now. Yes, sir. Probably going to get a fan error, though. While we're waiting for this to boot, I will say, subscribe, yo. More soap. Yes, I know there's a CPU fan error. I wonder what happens if I plug the CPU and that in at the same time. Does the world explode? I don't think it does, but it might. It would be funny. Testing is the most boring part. Testing is the most boring part. Testing is the most boring part. Then now we're doing it again. Come on, hardware monitor. Thank you. Yeah. Plugging the fans to Molex definitely helped. Brought the temperature down by almost 5 degrees. Now, see what happens here. So we're at 4.23 gigahertz. Pump is pumping, and it is pumping faster than it would be if it was just the AIO pump. Which I could have done, by the way. I could have just bypassed that extra pump. Page fault and non-page area. Damn it. I could have just bypassed that pump completely and just run it off the AIO, but I've done that before, and it's okay to kind of cool down a CPU, and it cooled down an X5675 okay, but I wanted to add that big-ass pump to do something A, a little bit different, and D, just because I had the parts, and I wanted to see how much of a difference it would make. Because the Xeon processor was at, well, wow, he sounded drunk. Processor, it's our here. Man, I was processing processor to pressure. But you know, I was completely forgot what I was saying. Help. No. Anyways, I know the 5675 was running at 1.35 volts, which was a little high there too. But I backed it back down on that computer, and it ran at 4.1 gigahertz. On a 6-core 12-thread, and that one ran at 65 degrees. So we're on par with that while giving more voltage and a farther overclock, to be completely honest. So Yeah. Okay, CPU fan error. Yes, I know CPU fan error. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Don't do recovery. Yeah, dirty bastages. It's almost as bad as when you get updates. Oh, come on. For those of you wondering if you should get into the wonderful world of computer monkery, yes, you should. If more people dedicated themselves to saving older hardware like this, there'd be so many other cooler systems out there. Like I said, I'm working on getting all the parts together for my workstation build, which will be much more extreme than this. And I have a couple of cool ideas for what I want to do with that system. But again, I can't do those until the frickin' motherboard shows up from China. It's been in transit for 22 days, which means it should be out of its quarantine, which means they should have shipped it by now. Hopefully they have. Alright, shall we change that back to 4.18? Yes? Yeah, 4.19, so we backed it down. Damn it. Run stable, you jerk. Oof, oh, that was a big jump. Still running cooler than it was before. It would hit into the 90s at 4.2 before. Now we're hitting into the 80s. Actually high 70s for most of the cores. One core hits 82, one core hits 78, one core is staying in the low 70s. So I think it's a die problem, or maybe the heat spreader isn't making good contact anymore, because it's the same core every time that runs hot. It's core 4 or core 3, because you got core 0, 1, 2, and 3, and that's the one that's running a little bit hot. But again, not bad, because this is thermal junctioned at 105, and we're hitting 83 for the high, 80, 81 for the average right now. Which means I can back down the voltage too, because I have the voltage way too high right now. But it gave me a good score. Not as good as it did one other time, but pretty good. So what I'm going to do is restart one more time, and we will back the voltage down a little bit. See if we can get that temperature down just a little bit more. I can tell you for a fact that this system would actually be good enough to daily drive with. If I wanted to, I could definitely use this one. I could definitely edit it on it, because it's a 4-core 8-thread. It's got a 980 graphics card on it. It's definitely powerful enough to do some work with. I know. So let's back the voltage down a bit. I should have turned off CPU fan error. Do you know you can turn off CPU fan error? It's not hard. It's annoying, but it's not hard. No, we'll just deal with it this time. Hey, newcomer, where are you coming from? Although this is such a long delay, I don't even know if you guys are actually still there by the time I'm talking to you. Boot, you bastard. By the way, if you're not on SSDs, get SSDs. I won't run hard drives as my boot drive anymore. Even in my laptops, they have to have SSDs. That's why I'm not actually using a laptop to monitor chats, because my laptops, well, the laptop I would normally be using, I stole the SSD for another build. I'm not ashamed to say it. Can't make me feel guilty. There's a lot of cavitation in there, isn't there? Let's add some more fluid. Take that, you filthy animal. Thought I heard something. Alright, this may be the last run, because I don't know what else I can do to it. But I do want to see what the temperature comes out to. Oh yeah, we're doing good. As long as it finishes this run, we'll call it good. This is the boring part where he doesn't talk. And the magical number is 645. Yeah, highest number so far. 645 admittedly is not like an awesome CB score, especially for Cinebench R15. But as I said, it's more than good enough for a daily driver. This computer has 16 gigs of RAM on it and a GTX 980. So it has plenty of instruction sets for running modern stuff. It can decode HDR. I'm pretty sure Maxwell can. I know Pascal is needed for like Netflix at 4K, but this is not going to be used as a Netflix machine. This is just a test bench for something stupid. You giving me notifications from 2 weeks ago? Wow. Let's see how it does when I'm doing this. I'm going to bring up my live stream here. A lot less delay because down there I'm looking at that one. It's just finished the Cinebench run on that replay. So let's go ahead and kill that one. Oh, let's see here. Let's see how this is doing. Temperature wise, in use, low 40s, which is to be expected. Everything else seems to be going pretty good. The board itself is only at 43, 44 degrees. It did hit 86 on the CPU temperature and the auxiliary, which I think is for the VRMs, which I can cool down using this fan. Look at that. It's almost like I planned this stuff. Not really. And it kills the board by plugging it in. There we go. Fan on the thingy-majigger. That works. Already brought the temperature down 3 degrees. Yeah! Do stupid stuff, and stupid stuff will happen to you. So, what can I say? Well, let's go over the parts one more time, and we'll talk about the prices that I personally paid for each part, which will help understand why I even did this. This is the only part that I ever actually paid for. This is an Enermax Neo Changer. It's the 400 milliliter, I think it's 200 millimeter tube. Might be 175. Normally it had RGB. I disabled that RGB because I lost the remote. Running at 3,000 RPMs. Now I got that on an Amazon warehouse deal, and I'll have Amazon links in the replay, so if you're watching this on replay, use the Amazon links. But I paid $124 for this 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago when I really started doing some water cooling stuff. So I paid 120 bucks for that. The pump that I took apart is a Corsair H80 single radiator, so it was only 120 millimeter, and it was just the thin one, which wasn't good enough for overclocking a CPU as far as I am. So I had that one, but I got that for free. So cutting the pump off didn't matter. I did have to buy the mounting kit because I lost the mounting kit. That was on me. So that was my fault. So I paid $14 for a Cooler Master or Corsair hold down kit for this pump. But that's good because I can use this pump on, or a pump like it, on many different things. So that's why I did that, because I also have the AM4 bracket, so I can put that on an AM4 build. So that was free. This Neptune 240 was given to me for free when I bought a couple of cases from a buddy, or some parts from one of my buddies, and he gave that to me in the bundle, so I have nothing into that. So free, 124 bucks. This tubing was Amazon EK stuff. I would never buy this again, just so you guys know. I normally use Primo Chill tubing, LRT tubing. This is EK's soft tubing. I mean, it's so soft that even though it's got full pressure in it, I can do that and completely block off the flow. And that's with the pump running at 3,000 RPMs and that pump running at probably 2,500 RPMs. So this tubing is not good for tight radiuses. So you need to do like long radiuses like I did here in order to get that to work. But that was $17 for the box, but it works. So it not bad. These stupid fans, these light up iGo fans or up here fans, they have up here on there. Gotta fix that screw. But these fans were $12 for a set of 3, and I bought 3 sets. I had 9 fans. I have 2 in my build in there, 2 on this radiator, 2 on this GTX 980, and I did that because this GTX had bad fan controller. So I did that, and so that was $45, but if you just take out 4 of them out of the 9, then you're talking like 25 bucks for the fans. So all in all, I have maybe $150 into it admittedly is a custom loop. It's a custom loop because it's running from a reservoir to a pump to a radiator back to the res. If you came in like really super late, like 10 seconds ago, I was going to throw one of these on the GTX 980. Why do you have Leroy in the middle of your name? Anyways, I was going to throw this EK Thermosphere on the 980, and I just, sorry, my brother just came into the stream, and it threw me off, so my brain just stopped. But anyways, I was going to put this on. You better like the freaking video, dude. Like the stream. Like it. Hit like. Anyways, these are single-use universal GPU coolers that I got for 25 bucks. You know, if you were on my Instagram, Thomas, you would have seen that I said I was going to stream. But no. Busy playing with damaged cats and dogs. Come on. This is made by EK. Now, Micro Center was clearancing these out. I got these for 25 bucks a piece. Don't know if you can. Well, get Instagram, boy. This is a water block for a graphics card. This is universal. You can put this on any graphics card that has access to the top. It doesn't work if you have a card that's super tall. Like this card is difficult to run them on because you can't use these back ports. On my GTX 1080 Ti, I actually can only use the front 2 ports, which I did because it actually works pretty good. But 25 bucks for a water cooling kit or a GPU block is a hell of a deal. If you have a phone, you can have Instagram, dude. But I may actually put these on one of my other graphics cards. But I actually have another set of universal GPU cooling blocks coming for the workstation build, which still isn't underway. And I'm not spoiling it by saying what I have coming. But even if I had added that into the mix, it would have only added 25 bucks. I would have had 175 bucks into a fully custom water rig. Water rig? Water-cooled rig. Well, it's not really a rig. Water-cooled test bench. All right, so now that that's done, ask me some questions. I'm very sweaty. Sorry. But ask me some questions. I'm going to sit here until you do. I scared him away. Staring contest. Oops, I lost. There you go. There's the like. You little bastard. Anywho, 75 minutes, that's a pretty long stream. I think that's long enough, especially since I've done what I came here to do. This is a fun little setup rig. I'll put it out in an actual video, doing a couple of other things with it, like extensive testing, and I've really built this system because I wanted to see what a first generation i7 could do in 2020, and I needed a good system to test with because I'm going to be testing old graphics cards, ranging from the GTX 265 all the way up to the 980, because my 1080 Ti is now water cooled and I can't take it off my gaming rig. So yeah, I'm going to get out of here. Oh, now there's 3 of you. Do you guys want to ask me some questions before we go? No? I'll give it 5 more minutes. How about that? People watching the replay are going to wonder what the hell's going on. Well, get Twitter. Twitter or Instagram, dude. I post on both. This cup tastes like soap. Get a soap. What? Oh my god! I just forgot what the word was. Well, if I could get my hands on some really good Clantro, I would. Gotta be careful with all caps, you can get banned. Just saying. Oh, you know what it is? When I turn this one on, it counts as a third one, I bet. Come on in, me. Does it change it to 3? Does it change it to we? It shouldn't. These are all my account. Sorry, I'm figuring out things in real time. I like to do that. No, yeah, it does. See, that was me. All right, boy. I'm going to get out of here. If you guys have any questions, you can always leave them in the comments. I answer every single one because I'm not that big a channel yet. At 2.57 thousand, I wish I could say million, but 2.57 thousand subscribers, we're doing okay. I'd like to build it up a little bit more, so if you guys could do that, if you come in here and see the idiocy that is my builds, maybe consider, you know, dropping a like, buying some stuff using my Amazon affiliate links, and maybe just saying, hey dude, and I'll say, hey dude back. Don't be vulgar, don't say nasty things, because that gets you banned from the channel. So this computer's done. I'm going to shut it down. It is 1:17 my time-ish, and I'm going to bed. So I will post a firearm video in the morning. It is on a Chunky Boy 3-inch Rock Island, which you guys will get to see. Glad you're doing well. Love you, bro. Good work on the channel. My brother lives in the middle of the country, just so you guys know, so we're not within driving distance of each other. So I was gonna come out until this whole virus stuff happened, but I'll come out eventually. But yeah, I'm gonna sign off. Just text me later, dude, and I'm gonna get out of here. So till next time, I'm running away to Canada or something, whatever my tagline is.